Hello and welcome back to the Out of Bounds podcast with your hosts, John and Matt is here. We are actually in the
Co-host.
same, we are actually here in the same room. Can you believe that? The same room.
Yeah, I can slap him when he disagrees with James.
No. Talking about Jameis, little old Jameis didn't get signed nowhere. Matt, tell us what happened. And yeah, so basically for today's episode, we're going to go over all the news of what happened, give our thoughts on whether or not we thought it was a good move or not for the team, for the player, all that. And then at the end, we will be talking about the top 3 winners and top 3 losers in free agency for it's only been like 3 or 4 official weeks in free agency. Not weeks, days.
Hours into free agency.
Well, into official free agency, but we knew teams got players on Monday, but now it's Wednesday around 6 something. So we may get breaking news on this episode like we did last podcast. Who knows? But Matt, take it away. Tell us what happened after Amari Cooper. Because that's the last thing we talked about.
Major news was the Cardinals to re-sign Zach Ertz for 3 years, $10 million.
Applause to the Cardinals. Good deal for both sides. Good for Ertz. Good for the Cardinals. 3 years.
Good for Kyler Murray. You really relied on him.
Got a good tight end. Very good tight end.
Then the Cowboys signed Michael Gallup, a 5-year deal worth $62.5 million.
He's getting more than $10 million a year. I don't know about Michael Gallup being a number 2, bro. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't think that's a good move for the Cowboys. I don't think... Well, it's good for Michael Gallup. All right, no time might have passed for you, but some time did pass for us because there was a little interruption. All right, Matt, continue. We were just talking about Michael Gallup.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that for Dallas.
That happened is probably maybe the second most influential of the entire offseason.
Second
is Tom Brady coming back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, that's huge. This is great for both sides. Brady gets to play another year. He'll probably be happy about that. And we get more Brady football. Bucks, they're going to win that division again now. So I think this is a mistake by Brady, though, if I'm being completely honest. Because here's the thing. I don't see Brady winning a Super Bowl this year. At least not with the roster they have now. And then you also look at it like, if Brady doesn't win in his final year, that's going to be kind of disappointing. Like if he...
Well, he didn't last year.
Yeah, I know. If he retired 2 years ago, after they won that Super Bowl, it'd be like, all right, Brady, he went out on top like a champ, like Peyton Manning, even though Peyton Manning's defense kind of really got that Super Bowl for him, but he still went out with a Super Bowl. Like someone else we're about to talk in a little bit. All right, Matt, continue.
And then the GOAT re-signed Kirk Cousins, 1 year, $35 million, fully guaranteed.
Kirk...
It's a cap. They save $14 million cap doing this.
Yeah, but they have him for more years now.
Okay.
So Kirk is not a great quarterback. Like I'm preferring Jalen over him. Like his stats look impressive, but this man lost to the Lions. The Lions. It is the Lions, the Detroit Lions this past year.
So did the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, that's right. But he was
Packers.
coming off injury. The Packers, bro, they
only benched their players
winning.
to halfway.
Yeah, and then once they bench their players, it's like, all right, Lions time is on. All right, anyway, regardless, I don't think that's a good move for the Vikings. Good move for Kirk, though, because he likes it there, I'm guessing.
He's getting money there.
Yeah.
The next is the Packers released all-pro linebackers, Darius Smith, saving $15 million cap.
Yep, I thought Darius Smith is a good linebacker. His production went down this past season, from the prior year where he had a great year. But I still think it's a mistake moving off Darius Smith. I mean, you do save some money, which is good, but he was a good linebacker in my opinion.
Well, they need the money to re-sign Devontae Adams because we'll talk
True.
about that his scenario. The Dolphins and Emmanuel Ogbah, 4 years, $65 million, $32 million guaranteed. Good for Emmanuel Ogbah. I didn't really follow how well he did last year.
Is this the offensive lineman?
No, it's a defensive end.
Defensive end. How much are they paying him?
4 year, $65 million.
He's getting more than $10 million a year. I don't know if I like this deal for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
He's not really a game changer, and you're paying him some pretty good money. Pretty
Okay,
good.
stop. You're embarrassing.
I'm not Larry David.
Okay. Stop.
Pretty good.
Oh, God. Okay. Cardinals, James Conner, reach agreement. 3 years, $21 million a year.
I think this is good for the
13.
Cardinals because he did do pretty well, especially in rushing touchdowns.
Led the league.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think he's that great. He's not that explosive guy. Like, he's not going to break out and give you plenty of yards, but he's a good guy that's like, he's more of a power rusher, I would say, more than anything.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I think that he's pretty good. Not great, but hey, he got Kyler Murray, so that's a running quarterback. All right, next.
Mitchell Trubisky and the Steelers signed a 2-year deal, $14 million. That's worth up to $27 million with incentives.
Yeah, obviously, Trubisky, he isn't a franchise QB. I don't think he has that type of potential. He's kind of like a guy that moves around to each team, but Pittsburgh, he's definitely a guy you can win 8 games with. As you know, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season, so I think that streak will continue for him. And yeah, so I think Trubisky, it's good for the Steelers, but you're not gonna win the division. You're not gonna go to playoffs with a guy like Trubisky.
And against that division.
Yeah, in that division as well.
Seahawks and safety Quan Driggs reach agreement, 3 years, worth $40 million.
I mean, he's not an elite safety, and you're paying him like some pretty good money, but it's not that insane. But I don't think it's. I mean, I would have liked to have seen him come here. I'm happy the Eagles didn't pay him that type of money, but yeah, I think he's good safety. Not amazing, but yeah.
I think it was good for the Seahawks.
Good for the Seahawks.
But I mean, they're just in shambles
Unless
now.
they get Deshaun Watson and then go epic on the draft, then I don't really think you guys are going anywhere. All right, continue.
The Jaguars signed Foyer. I feel bad. Okay, they signed a linebacker from the Falcons for 3 years, $45 million.
Okay, could you help pronounce the name for me? It's
No, I
okay if you
cannot.
butcher it.
Foyer Alokun.
Yeah, you're butchering it way too much. Let's just stop that. Okay. Good for the Jags. How much they paying him again?
3 years, $45 million.
Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind. Too much. $10 million a year for this guy. Come on.
They have a lot of money. They have no linebackers, especially after they cut Miles Jack.
We didn't talk about that yet.
Okay.
We're trying to go in correct order of stuff that happened. All right, continue.
Okay, the Jets signed guard Laken Tomlinson, 3 years, $40 million.
I mean, good for the Jets. Get some better protection for Zach Wilson. All right. I think that's a good move.
Braxton Berrios, 2 years, $12 million. Good. It was a good return.
Good wide receiver. Good for Zach Wilson.
Good kick returner.
Okay.
The big news, the shocker, I would say. Christian Kirk, Jaguars, 4 year, $84 million.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I was kind of blown away by this. Over $20 million for Christian Kirk. Don't get me wrong, he's a good wide receiver, but $20 million?
21.
$21 million per year.
Fourth highest paid receiver.
That's insane. 4th highest paid
Over
receiver.
Devontae Adams. And I think.
Oh my gosh.
I guess they have the money. They like.
But then you don't do that.
No, but
bruh.
like if they offered him the same contract as other teams, he's not gonna go to the Jaguars. Where he's gonna lose.
I would have liked to. If I was the Jags, I would have rather paid Allen Robinson than pay Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk's good, but he isn't that good. We haven't seen him be elite. We've seen Allen Robinson be somewhat elite, but this is Christian Kirk we're talking about. I mean, it's a good wide receiver upgrade, but I don't like paying that much.
And now for our Eagles, the only deal they actually really made. They agreed with former Cardinals and Panthers pass rusher Hassan Reddick, 3-year, $45 million. Great deal.
Applause, yes.
This was great for the Eagles. They finally got a good defensive... not finally, but they got a good defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
He's
a pass rusher, linebacker, but yeah.
Top six in sacks over the past 2 years.
I thought it's top 5.
No, he's top 6. He is 6.
He is 6th last year?
No, he is 6th.
Oh, in the past 2 years combined?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I really liked this. I'm happy. You put that guy along with our defensive line, which wasn't insane. But then again, Brandon Graham, our big guy who's always with the sacks, he went down with injury. He's coming back. Then you also got Josh Sweat, Pro Bowler. Maybe Fletcher Cox has a comeback season, when he's paired with other good defensive linemen. You know what we saw with Von Miller when he was with Denver. Then he went with Aaron Donald. Boom, what an explosive season he had. So maybe the end isn't in near sight for Fletcher Cox. So, yeah.
Devondre Campbell returns to Green Bay, 5 years, $50 million. I think this is good for the Green Bay Packers because they just lost.
Yeah, so I think it's a good deal for the Packers. Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
How much are they paying him again?
$10 million a year for 5 years.
Yeah, $10 million.
It's not like $10 million every year. It increases. Like the first year could be.
I think it's
8,
good. He's a good
9,
linebacker. Sorry, we had to cut again. You guys didn't even know we cut, but we did because I don't know. This is the only time in the podcast. Yeah, I mean, this is the only time in the podcast we've ever cut before. All right, continue.
Colt McCoy returned to the Cardinals. Not that big.
Not that big deal, yeah.
Dolphins signed Teddy Bridgewater to deal worth $6.5 million, but could make it up to $10 million due to a census.
You think he's going to take over Tua's job?
He might, because Tua could get injured again, which he has. For the
I
past,
think that Tua, he's going to start at least 2 or 3 games at the least.
Tua
for
or
the Dolphins? Teddy.
Yeah, Tua, left-hand quarterback, don't really make it that well as much. The next big deal. The Chargers signed J.C. Jackson, cornerback, 5 years, $82.5 million contract.
This is huge, and I like this deal. It's really good for the Chargers. That secondary, I don't want to face that secondary. That secondary's nice. Derwin James.
Defense.
Asante Samuel Jr., yeah. And then we'll talk about some more stuff. Wait, you didn't even talk about the Khalil Mack situation. Is that later on? Or I thought that stuff happened before Brady.
I think it was last Friday. Or was it last Friday?
Nah, it couldn't have been on Friday. Wait, we did it on Saturday, bruh. The last podcast. Anyway, just continue.
Yeah, it didn't happen. It didn't happen yet.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. Bucks re-signed Carlton Davis, cornerback, 3-year, $45 million.
This is good. Carlton Davis is a solid corner. Not spectacular, but a good corner nonetheless.
Yeah, he's a good cornerback for the Bucks. They need him if they want to try to go win the Super Bowl again.
I don't see that happening.
Evan Ingram, 1 year, Jacksonville.
This is good for the Jags. $9 million. That's a little too much for Evan Ingram. He's not a top, even 7 tight end, I'd say. but he's pretty good. Better upgrade than Dan Arnold, who they had there prior. So, or if Dan Arnold's still on the team, I don't know. But, yeah, this is still an upgrade nonetheless. Good for Trevor Lawrence getting these weapons.
DeMarcus Lawrence, 3 years, $30 million.
Haha. I mean, I don't see DeMarcus Lawrence as that big of a game changer. He's not huge. He's okay. He doesn't have those big years anymore. I remember this was like back during like every single year Wentz was a quarterback. Like each New Year's he'd be like, I can't wait to have who knows how many sacks I'm gonna have this year, and then he like never sacked Carson Wentz almost ever. At least non-Carson's like first 2 or 3 years. During his final ones, I think he did get him because that's when we had that terrible O-line. Matt, why do you keep looking at that Marvel poster?
Inspiration.
Inspiration.
Next, Jets are in agreement. Tight end CJ Uzuma, 3 year, $24 million.
Good for Ozuma, but I feel bad for the guy. It's the Jets. That's where careers go to die. Them and the Lions nowadays.
Back to the Jaguars. 3 years, $24 million. Zay Jones, good backup receiver, good deal.
3 years, $24 million.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's
less
around
than
$8 million.
$10 million a year.
That's really good. I think you'll take a step.
This is good for Zay Jones and good for the Jaguars. You get a nice wide receiver and the Jags. Yeah,
I
you
think
guys
they really see the weakness in their division that's starting to form, and I think they could probably make a shot to second in the division if they play their cards right.
Plus, you got Dougie P as a head coach. You guys are good with Dougie P. Dougie P's a real nice head coach. Won a Super Bowl, second year in the NFL. Maybe he'll do the second year thing with Jacksonville. Who knows? We don't know.
Defensive tackle Sebastian Joseph Day signing with Chargers, 3 years, $24 million.
Good for the Chargers. Again, more defensive lineman help. Bruh, this Chargers team. Yeah, I know. The defense is insane.
The line is also just incredible.
Yeah.
And then
the
you can't throw quickly or else you're going to get picked.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Can't go deep. Can't run the ball.
Broncos agree to terms with DJ Jones, 3 years, $30 million.
DJ Jones?
Yeah. He was on the 49ers. I don't know. I don't know enough.
I mean, this isn't that big of a thing. I mean, the Broncos, they've done some good moves with the whole Wilson thing, and another name we will be talking about a little later.
I don't know.
Randy Gregory.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about Russ Wilson. I already did that. Okay.
Yeah, I said Russ.
Yeah, Justin Reed, 3 years, $31.5 million deal with the Chiefs.
Good move for the Chiefs. They're moving off Tyrann Mathieu, who I think is better than him. However, Justin Reed is a night. Wait, I just realized something. They got Tyrann Mathieu after he was with the Texans, and now they got a Texan safety. Will he be the new Tyrann Mathieu? Who knows? I don't think so, but you can continue on.
Staying with the Chiefs, Frank Clark signs a new deal with the stay in Kansas City, 2 years, $29 million.
I think that's a little too much for Frank Clark. I mean, this might be his last year with the Chiefs. I know they signed a 2-year deal, but usually the last year is like you can get off that kind of easily.
Yeah, good. Yeah, if you could reach his status when they won the Super Bowl, if you can go back to that level, then
yeah,
it would be worth it.
Nice.
Cornerback Charvarius Ward signing 3 years, $42 million with 49ers. Getting help for their the secondary, which is awful.
Yeah, this is a nice move for the 49ers.
And Aaron Rodgers' new actual contract.
Yep.
$150 million over 3 years, which is $42 million in 2022, $59.5 in 2023, and then $50 million in 2024.
Didn't he say in that tweet where he was like, the contracts of my detail have been exaggerated. He was like, I'm not getting $50 million a year. That's
No,
all
he didn't say
bogus. Was it?
No, you just said those are wrong.
Well, then we were right because everyone thought it was for $50 million a year, and clearly it is $50 million.
It's
Except
3
some
years.
years it's even more than $50 million. So
But it's 3 years.
come on, Aaron. Why do you have to stay with the Packers? We
Well,
like
2 of the
seeing-
years are under 50 million.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I
Barely
mean,
for
it's
one.
close to 50 million, but regardless, come on, Aaron. We would have liked to have seen you leave Green Bay. I know Green Bay fans are like, stop hating! Stop hating, hater.
Andrew Whitworth retired.
Retiring Andrew Whitworth, going
as
out
champion.
as Super Bowl champion, like
And
I
Walter-
referenced
and Walter
earlier in the
Payton Man of the Year.
podcast, and Walter Payton Man of the Year. This
Honestly,
man got
could
it all.
you have done better? Like, what a great way to end your career.
That is an amazing way to end your career.
Another big one. Safety Marcus Williams and the Baltimore Ravens reached an agreement on a 5-year deal worth $70 million.
This is a good move by the Ravens. Getting a safety help. I would have liked to have seen this guy come to Philly. But, yeah, it's a shame for Philly fans or anyone who wanted Marcus Williams. But he's a good safety, and he's going to do well in Baltimore.
Hope that's safe. Help that secondary with Marlon Humphrey.
Marlon Humphreys. Yeah.
Okay. The GOAT, Young Wei Koo, re-signed 5-year, $24 million.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
average.
pretty good.
Pretty good for him.
Pretty good for a kicker, and he's a good kicker himself. He just 2 years ago or so it was where he had the most points in the league.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then Russell Gage signed with the Buccaneers, 3 years, $30 million.
You know, I don't 3 years, $30 million, right?
Yeah.
I don't like the deal at all for a few reasons. I know
Because he
you're
was
trying-
bad for you in Madden.
Huh?
Just because he was bad for you in Madden.
No, this has nothing to do with that. Reason why I don't like this. Number one, I know you're trying to get someone to cover the hole that Antonio Jones left. Antonio Brown, my bad. Antonio Brown left for you in Tampa Bay. However, I believe this guy isn't... He's obviously not the type of talent Antonio Brown had. But you also have Scotty Miller there, who I think can step up to be the wide receiver number 3. You got Chris Godwin, you got Mike Evans, and to fill the number 3 role, you got Scotty Miller, who I think is good enough to be a number 3. He is obviously better than even a lot of 2s in the league, so
Okay.
I'm just saying, bruh.
Alright.
He's better than some of the 2s, but yeah, I
No.
think Scotty Miller's good enough to be a 3. I don't know why they thought they should get Russell Gage in there to do it, but plus you're paying him
You
$10
don't.
million a year. Come on, bro. Come on.
You need to stop. You're being a menace. Okay,
No,
Randy
it's a
Gregory
society. We
didn't
live in
sign
a
with the
society.
didn't re-sign with the Cowboys, but signed with the Broncos. 5-year, $70 million.
I loved this storyline. Everyone in all the Cowboys fans were like, "We'll still have the same defense. This is great for us. We aren't going anywhere. It doesn't matter. We lost Amari Cooper. You lost Randy Gregory." Oh, the Broncos overpaid, but hell, man, that is funny. This is the Joker moment of all Cowboys fans
Okay, stop.
this offseason.
Jets are
I
signing
love it.
cornerback DJ Reed to a 3-year deal worth $33 million.
Good move for the Jets. They're trying to actually make some good improvements here this offseason. Props.
New York Giants get Tyrod Taylor.
He could be better than Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones makes lots of errors, throws them picks, and he also falls down after giant runs, like we saw in the Eagles game.
Okay, stop.
Stop. My friend is a Giants fan, and we had to bet that game. Yo, $20. If the Eagles win, you give it to me. If the Giants win, I'll give it to you. He was like, "Oh yeah, man, I'll do that." Man was raging so hard after that fall. He was like, "You." I can't say it because
We're just gonna move on.
we would just
We're gonna
be
move on.
Marcus
Okay, Marcus
expletive,
May,
expletive.
Safety 3-year deal, $28.5 million with the Saints to fill the gap Marcus Williams left. Cheaper option, still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, this is a good move by the Saints. I think Marcus Williams is underrated. I think he's a good safety. Not spectacular like Tyrann Mathieu or any of the other elite safeties, but I still like him. I think he's a good enough safety.
Browns signed wide receiver Jakeem Grant to a 3-year deal worth $13.8 million.
This is a good move by the Browns, especially after releasing Jarvis Landry, getting a decent wide receiver. He's like
punt and kick returner.
He's a good number 3. Even though he's probably going to be moving into a 2 spot. I don't know if he's that great of a 2, but definitely a great number 3. And like Matt said, kick returner. But I like this move by the Browns.
Cornerback Darius Williams signs with the Jaguars, 3-year, $30 million.
Another good move by the Jags. 3 years, $30 million. Did you say?
Yep.
They're doing a lot of $10 million a year for each player that they're doing this offseason. I think it's a good move, getting a better secondary for the Jags. I really think that the Jags could come in number 2 in this division. I really think so.
Yep. Chandler Jones heading to Las Vegas, 3 years, $51 million.
You also forgot to say how they lost Carl Nassib, but here's the thing. Here's the thing with the Chandler Jones. Plus, you still didn't do the freaking Khalil Mack thing. That Chandler Jones came out today.
Yeah, I think I have some. I have some missing things.
Go back and fill me in.
Okay.
We're supposed to be having
I missed
of
a few
info
things
on this podcast.
Like J.D. McKissick, 2 years, $7 million with the football team. Miles Jack got released.
Yes. Miles Jack. That's a loss for the Jaguars, in my opinion. I think he's a good middle linebacker. I wish the Eagles got him, but I know he's signed with the Steelers.
Jake Matthews, Falcons, 3-year, $52.5 million.
3 years, 50... What?
$52.5 million.
What? He isn't even your number 1 tight end.
He's a left tackle.
Oh, my bad. I'm thinking of that other guy they had.
No,
Hayden Hurst.
There's no excuses.
Why am I thinking of him? My bad.
There's just no excuse.
Right when I said it, I was like, no, wait, you're thinking of the other guy, John. Anyway.
Sure.
I don't even think of Hayden. Is Hayden Hurst even on the Falcons anymore? I don't think so, right? Anyway.
Raiders signed Max Crosby, 4-year, $95 million deal.
You didn't let me speak about the Carl Nassib and the Chandler Jones thing. I didn't even get to say my full opinion.
You got so mad at me.
Yeah, I know, because I had the right to. You're the one that's supposed to be telling us this information, and you were wrong. All right, here is my whole thing. It's a good upgrade, great upgrade. Chandler Jones is amazing. However, this is the only move you make while literally every single other team in your division got significantly better. You didn't go in for other players. Like, come on, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Chandler Jones is amazing. Good move by them, but I don't know if I mean that's a scary defensive line, having Max Crosby and Chandler Jones there. It's good D line, but not one of the best. I don't even think it's the best in their division. But continue.
So you want the Khalil Mack trade?
Yes.
The Chicago Bears are sending Khalil Mack, and for the Chargers' 2nd and 6th round pick.
Give a round of applause to the Chargers. They completely destroyed the Bears in this trade. Even if Khalil Mack doesn't live up to what he had with the Raiders or that stint he had like the first year he was with the Bears, it doesn't matter because the Bears gave 2 first-round picks for him, and the Chargers only had to give up a 2nd rounder. So, great move by the Chargers here. And plus, have that guy rushing the quarterback with Joey Bosa and Sebastian. Is it, how do you say? Sebastian Day?
Sebastian Joseph Day.
Joseph Day.
John. I don't know. Either or. 2 days ago, Brandon Sheriff signs with the Jaguars.
This is a great move by the Jags. Great offensive lineman. And we talked about this guy in the top 20 free agents. I think this is a great move by the Jags. You're going to be filling up that offensive line that wasn't that good, but then you bring in a guy like him. That's just fantastic for Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is looking this offseason and he's like, hell yeah, man. Let's go. Come on. I think we'll see a big upgrade coming by Trevor Lawrence. All right, continue.
Mo Alley Cox, 3 years, $18 million with the Colts.
This is a big mistake, and you want to know why? It's not only that Mo Alley Cox is a number 2 tight end, but the fact that you lost Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz's best friend is a tight end, and so Carson Wentz was able to make Mo Alley Cox look good, while Mo Alley Cox himself wasn't fantastic. Unless you get another quarterback that loves throwing to tight ends and making tight ends look good, I don't think you're going to be having a great Mo Alley Cox year. Plus, I don't know if you're even going to get a great QB or good QB at this point. Continue.
Dolphins signed Cedric Wilson, 3 years, $22.8 million.
Wait, $22.8 million?
$22.8 million.
Over how many years?
3.
This is a good move by the Dolphins. Losing Jakeem Grant, you need a number 3, right? Because they got Waddle, Parker.
Well, he's of course not there. He's not number 3. Or not number 2.
He's not going to be number 2 there. But I'm saying, he's a good number 3 QB. Or number 3 wide receiver. That's a good move. Good move by the Dolphins.
Lions signed DJ Chark, 1 year, $12 million.
Just a shame. I would have liked to see DJ Chark come to the Eagles, but again, good for the Lions. You have him with Amon St. Brown, who was good rookie year. Then you also got what's his name? Thinking of that Hendrick. What's that Lions tight end? Hawkinson. TJ Hawkinson.
Hendricks.
I was thinking, I know it began with an H. And my thought was about that Bengals defensive lineman. All right, continue.
Patriots trade linebacker Chase Winovich to Browns for linebacker Mack Wilson.
I think the Patriots won that deal. All right, continue.
Rams released Johnny Hecker.
The punter. Yep.
Bad for them. He was there a long time.
Yeah, and he was a great punter, one of the best punters in the league.
Jaguars release linebacker Miles Jack.
We talked about that.
Titans release Janoris Jenkins.
Not that big of a loss. Plus, you're probably saving cap.
Dolphins are signing guard Connor Williams to 2 years, $14 million.
What are the Dolphins doing? Let's go grab Cowboys players.
Yeah. Steelers signed James Daniel, 3 year, $26.5 million.
Good move, shoring up that offensive line for Trubisky. He's going to need it. After all, that offensive line was terrible last year. That was the weakest point on their entire team. They could use some better wide receivers, though. You're losing Juju, who wasn't good to begin with. I really hope the Eagles don't get him. And then you also got Chase Claypool. It's not that great. Plus, he cost them the game, really, in that one against the Vikings, bro. I was watching that. I'm like, oh, my gosh. Can the Steelers come back and win this game?
I still don't think they would have won.
No, they had a chance. Even at the final play, if their tight ends, the guy from Penn State, Pat Fryermuth, was able to just hold it in, then I think they would have won the game if he held it in, because that thing would have sent them to overtime. All right.
I think it's important to mention Devontae Adams claimed that he will not play on the franchise tag that the Packers claimed him on, and a rumor said that they offered him $23 million a year, and he declined as well. So
he's not taking crap from nobody. He's like, look at all
he's got his best friend back.
what these other guys are getting, bruh. I need that. I'm the best wide receiver in the league. You think I'm gonna be taking that? Nah. I don't think so.
Shaq Mason traded to the Buccaneers for a 5th-round pick.
Good job by the Bucks. That's kind of a steal. Shaq Mason for a 5th. It's a good offensive lineman.
Vikings signed Jordan Hicks, 2-year deal.
I would have liked to seen the Eagles bring him back to Philly, but good move by the Vikings. I think he's a good linebacker.
Ravens signed Morgan Moses to 3-year, $15 million.
Good move by the Ravens, getting offensive lineman in there.
Buccaneers re-signing Brashad Perryman.
Good move by the Bucks. Brashad Perryman, he's a 3 in wide receivers, and he's a great 3.
The Browns released tight end Austin Hooper.
Austin Hooper, yep. He's a good tight end. I think he could be a good number 2. Would be nice for the Eagles to go get him. Then we don't have to waste like a 2nd or 3rd round draft pick on a tight end. Pair him with Dallas Goedert, an amazing tight end. We're great at drafting tight ends though, so I wouldn't really be mad if we got a tight end through the draft. Because we saw Dallas Goedert in the 2nd round, we saw Zach Ertz in the 2nd round. It's like,
okay,
hand them over.
Whatever. That is not the video for today. Washington's released left guard Eric Flowers and defensive lineman Matthew Ioannidis.
It's bad for the Commanders. They need
a lot of people.
That offense, bruh. They're literally, that's another offensive lineman they lost. Carson going up against he's going up against the Eagles D-line twice a year. Oh no. Oh, poor Carson. Fly goes fly, though.
Seahawks signed Uchenna Nosusu.
You definitely pronounced that wrong.
2 years, $20 million.
Seahawks, you said?
Yeah. Got a linebacker. Overall, that's all I'm going to say about that.
I mean, okay. Not really fantastic, but all right.
Cardinals are signing Jeff Gladney, cornerback.
Cardinals, okay. It's not fantastic, but, I mean, it's good enough. You need some corner help.
The Raiders are trading Yannick Ngakoue to the Colts in a deal that includes Rock Ya-Sin. I think it's just player for player.
Player for player. Good move for the Colts. I mean, did you really need Yannick Ngakoue, though? You already have a good D-line.
Can't get better, though. I'd pair him up with DeForest Buckner.
You do got to get better.
Page if he takes a step.
Especially with that Jags offensive line getting better. Yeah. They're trying to stay relevant, but they're still... I don't know.
Titans released wide receiver Julio Jones.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of expected. He got injured. They
really
lost that trade, bro. They lost a 2nd-round pick for Julio, who barely played for them this year.
Ravens signed pass rusher Zadarius Smith to 4-year, $50 million.
Good move by the Raiders, getting a linebacker in there. Ravens, I meant to say. But yeah, the Ravens, that's what I meant. He's a good linebacker. Like
Steelers
I said earlier.
signed Miles Jack to a 2-year, $16 million.
Yep, good move by the Steelers. All of these AFC North teams getting linebackers.
That Steelers defense just getting better.
Yep.
And the latest news, Von Miller signed a 6-year deal.
This came out while we were recording the podcast.
With the Bills.
Look at this. 2 podcasts in a row. News coming out. Isn't this crazy? How much is the Von Miller thing?
6 years, $120 million. I don't think he'll play all those
I don't
years.
even
I think he'll retire before
yeah.
that. But I think they just wanted to spread it out so it didn't take as much cap.
Yeah, I don't think this is a great move by the Bills. I mean, you get a good pass rusher. They needed him. But 6 years, I don't think he's going to be playing 6 years later.
Yep. And the Bills also signed tight end O.J. Howard to a 1-year deal, $3.5 million.
Good move by the Bills, especially with Dawson Knox. O.J. Howard is a great number 2. All right, is that all the news?
Jets are signing tight end Tyler Conklin. That was 4 minutes ago. Pretty recent.
I mean, the real big one was O.J. Azuma. Or C.J. Azuma, right? Which one is it? C.J., right?
Yeah, C.J.
Okay. Yeah, so that's all the news for today, guys. However, do not click off this podcast just yet because we are going to be talking about the winners and the losers of the off-season. I'll present my 3 winners, Matt, then you'll do your 3 winners and your 3 losers, and then I'll do my losers after you. Does that sound good?
Yep.
All right, so my 3 winners of the NFL off-season are coming in at number 3. We have, honestly, this can all be rotated. This isn't like a 3-2-1 type of thing. Number 3 coming in. You throw that ball around again by distracting me, I'm going to take it. I had that at the beginning of the episode. How did you get it?
You threw it at me.
This is why we can't be recording it in the same room.
Fights could break out.
Very well could. All right.
See.
Coming in, I got Chargers. That defense is scary. Very scary, bro. You got Khalil Mack. You got Joey Bosa. You got Derwin James. You got Asante Samuel Jr. And now you got J.C. Jackson.
And they got Mike Williams back.
Well, I was talking about the defense.
Well, yeah.
But yeah. And absolutely crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. I think that defense might be the best defense in the NFL today. I know people are like, hey, let's not put down the other LA team. We got Aaron Donald and we got Jalen Ramsey. My guy. Look at this pass rush. This pass rush is more deadly than yours. Sure, you got Aaron Donald, but this is multiple players on this D-line.
And the secondary.
And now you also look at the Broncos, bruh. Broncos, great move by getting Russell Wilson. I know this could hurt them later on in the future by giving up those first-round picks. But, hey, it's going to help you right here, right now. You got Russell Wilson. Now you also... It was a good team. All they really needed was a quarterback and a little, stuff here and there. And I think they really got it with this Wilson trade. Then, anyway. Jags, big one. Big win for the Jags. You got the coach of the future, and you got players around Trevor Lawrence. You needed players around Trevor Lawrence. This guy is a great quarterback. It was a great college quarterback. Will he transition to the NFL? We're about to find out this year. If he doesn't prove it this year, with all these upgrades, we're going to have a question on our hands, aren't we?
Yeah, well, we should have coordinated because I have 2 of those teams on mine. I went 4 because I really needed to fit one of these in.
Oh, you did top 5?
I did 4.
Okay.
Because I need to fit one in.
Well, then you got 2 more.
Yeah. No, I
2
had
different
4.
ones.
Yeah.
Hey, you got 4. I did 3. And you said you had 2.
Well, 4, I had Chargers because you have to mention, honestly, they could be number 1, number 2.
Honestly, yeah. Truth be told.
Number 3, the winner of the Deshaun Watson lottery. He will change a franchise immediately if he does not get suspended,
Man,
which
get
he
the
might.
hell out of here.
He was such a great quarterback.
He was
a
to
top
the
5 quarterback when he was playing 2 years ago. And if he can bring that level to again, he can change the whole thing. He could win the NFC South for the Saints.
The
or
top
the Panthers.
2 teams he would go to is the Panthers or the Saints. Either team he goes to, he's not beating Brady and the Bucks.
I think he would.
I can see him going a wild card team, but I don't see him winning that division.
Okay,
If he goes to the Saints, then yeah, he's going to beat Brady twice a year because they do that in their sleep.
Number 2, I think we actually have all the same. The Jaguars.
Understand.
Number 1, Jaguars. Signed a lot of people. Really could make it to number 2 in their division.
Mm-hmm.
With how...
Maybe 1 if Dougie P goes an amazing coaching team, bro.
Let's stay realistic for now. Maybe
Dougie
depending on how the
don't
draft goes.
underestimate Dougie P.
Number 1, the Broncos. They got Russell Wilson. They went from, they're probably going to get 4th in their division to they could win it. Though that now has just become the toughest division in football, in my opinion. I think it is overtaking the NFC West because he left.
I mean, the NFC West, you still got 3 big relevant teams, 49ers, Rams,
but now you
Cardinals.
have 4 in the...
I mean, are the Raiders... I mean, the Raiders are definitely better than the Seahawks, but let's chill out on the Raiders talk.
They could all make the playoffs. They probably will. 3 of them make the playoffs.
All right.
And on my losers, I have a number 3, the Cowboys. They're losing a lot of people. They re-signed DeMarcus Lawrence for a lot of money, even though I don't think he's worth it. He's kind of like a mini show while Michael Parsons does the real show.
True. Big truth.
And at number 2, I have the Saints losing Jameis Winston. Unless they get Deshaun Watson, which...
They could still get Jameis Winston.
They could get him if Deshaun Watson doesn't work out. But they lost Marcus Williams. They lost Teron Armstead, I think.
Unless he resigns with them.
But there's still a lot of low cap. And they don't have much money, so...
Mm-hmm.
And number 1, the Seahawks.
Yeah,
they're out of contention for a few years now.
Yeah, unless... Yeah, I mean, you got some more first-round picks, which is going to help you. But stinks for Jamal Adams, bro, where he was like, yeah, I want to go to a winning team. I mean, well, you had one of the teams I had on my loser list. Yeah, loser list. Yeah, you only had one. At number... any of these could be considered 1, 2, or 3, so... I have the Cowboys, obviously, losing Amari Cooper and paying big money to players that don't deserve big money. I mean, that's just Jerry Jones, bruh. Pay big money where big money doesn't need to be spent. Yeah. Number 2, I have the Raiders. Good move getting Chandler Jones, but look at everyone else in your division. You got the Chiefs, who are great when it comes to coaching. Mahomes, the whole team is pretty much stacked. They did lose Teron Armstead, but then again they signed Justin Reed. So great move. What do you are
Teron Armstead?
What?
You said they lost Teron Armstead.
I said Tyrann Mathieu.
No, you didn't. You'll know.
Tyrann Mathieu. Okay, whatever. The Chiefs are great, and then you got the Chargers making that defense great, and then the Broncos bringing in Russell Wilson, and you got Derek Carr, who is now the 4th best quarterback in that division. And then
I still have him at top 10 quarterback. Top 13 quarterback.
Okay.
Which is crazy.
But he's the worst quarterback in that division. And now, last loser team that we will talk about, the Colts. I threw my card up in the air. The Colts losing Carson Wentz, who is still a good quarterback, 27 TDs to 7 interceptions. Great, much better than a lot of the other NFL quarterbacks, bruh. And everyone keeps saying, oh, the Eagles did a good job moving off Carson Wentz. Nah, Jalen Hurts had more interceptions and less passing touchdowns. Even if you add his rushing touchdowns and passing touchdowns together, it's still not more than 27 touchdowns. It's 23, I believe, or 24, something like that. It's less than 27. So, again, Carson Wentz, good quarterback. Not to mention...
Okay, I can't sit here while you're saying this. The Colts?
The Colts, yeah.
The Eagles sweep the Colts in that trade. We got a first-round pick, and we lost nothing. We still made the playoffs.
We don't even know who that first-round pick is going to be. That could be a bust.
Then why don't we trade it for Deshaun Watson?
Why would we do that?
You say, how he can't draft, then trade him.
Nah, because we did do good drafting last year with Oh
That's
my
not-
gosh,
that's
my
not-
voice, bruh.
Okay.
I feel like I've been talking too much, bruh. I need
It's like
a drink of
It's an
water.
hour thing.
This has been an hour podcast.
We appreciate that you're still here. If you're here, thumbs up to you.
Real here, you're a G, bruh. I'm trying to be talking like the cool kids nowadays. I'm too old for this, bruh.
Okay. I think it's gonna wrap it up for today.
I think that's a good wrap for today, too. Colts, you did a bad job. Imagine if they get Gardner Minshew, bruh. Imagine how
Baker.
if they come back for a second time to Howie Roseman. Howie, what do you want now? Do you want another first? We can give you a first next year. We don't have any first this year.
Okay.
You have our first.
That will be the end of it.
That's
Thank you for
the
watching.
end.
That is the end of 6th episode?
Episode 7.
Episode 7? The Outbound Podcast.
Episode 7. Episode
Okay.
7.
Okay, cut it.
Cut
It. We don't need this.
Nah, we going on for another 15 minutes. Not just kidding. Yeah, that's actually the end.